All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. We are excited today to share with you our first avid, enthusiastic reader that reached out and shared her thoughts, very detailed thoughts on the matters of friendship. So I'm going to have them join me on the stage here. First, I'll start with Trita. Latrida Hillman-Evans. She is my sister cousin. She is also a part of the Friendship Matters team. So she is joining us. And then we have Jasmine Belser. She is the reader that I was telling you guys about. And so she's joining us today. So we are just so very excited to kind of dig into it because as an author, for me, I love hearing from the readers. And so when you have someone that is willing to take that time to go ahead and kind of document how they feel, um, it's just so motivating. It keeps you wanting to write because you can tell that the readers are receiving what you think you're putting pen to paper to. So very excited. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining. For some reason, I swear to you that I turn my notifications off, but that thing, y'all just hear that ping? I'm
A
like,
little bit.
what is it? This MacBook is just disrespectful. So let's see here. I got it on here. I'm going to try it again, but we'll hope that people will not be texting me. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's get started. First, Jasmine, let's talk to you for a second. I want to share with everyone how we met. How did we meet? Tell us.
Okay, so
Okay.
we had the privilege of meeting back in October, November 2022 at Raw. And we had a surprising encounter because at Raw you get this beautiful welcome package with books and other things for books. And it just so happened that I was checking my emails and Amazon sent me like book notifications, which they always do. And Rona's name and Friendship Matters happened to pop up. So I was kind of like reading through the clips or whatever. And I was like, "Ooh, this sounds like a really good book." So I went on ahead and downloaded it to my tablet. And then we were getting ready to go downstairs for the book fair. And then all of a sudden I seen this whole giant post, Friendship Matters. And I'm like, "Hey, I just got your book." She's like, "Did you?" She's like,
Wow.
"When?" I said, "Just now." She's like, "Did you put it in the raffle?" I said, "No, what raffle?" She's like, "If you get a book, you get it in a raffle." I said, "I did it digitally." She's like, "Oh, I forgot about digital." So I ran upstairs back to my hotel room to get the get my tablet. Like, "This is you, right?" And I showed her. She was like, "Yeah." So then I got entered into the drawing and actually won. And yes, I have not
Can y'all
drunk
believe that?
drunk my surprise yet, but that's going to be my celebratory after this.
Oh
There
my
you
goodness.
go. There
Listen,
you
that
go.
just made my day. Haas just texted me and said, see, I see it live on Facebook. Do y'all see it live on Facebook? Because I see it. Anybody else seeing it? Y'all check
I
y'all.
can check. I can check. Yeah.
It's all good. So listen, that was amazing. And I am telling you that, first of all, let me just say, trying to go live from StreamYard on Facebook, I just feel like I need to get a rule book or something. I don't understand. This is the third time, but I think it's working. We should be good. Okay, good deal.
Yep.
So just meeting you, and I didn't remember until you had hit me with the post, and I mean you came in hot with it too. You had read it. And when you hit me with the post, I said, "Oh my goodness." So then I'm looking and I went to reach out to you. And then I said, "Wait a minute. We met over 2 years ago at Raw." And then Trita, you've experienced Raw because you went to Raw 2020.
Yes.
Shay does
Yeah.
a phenomenal job with that. So it's just been really crazy to see things evolve to where they are today. So I am just so happy to have you, happy to have Treat, that's what we call her, um,
Hello.
joining with me today. So let's just kind of dive in. Let's start with, because you read Friendship Matters. Let's start with Friendship Matters. So you had mentioned to me that you were looking forward to the sequel. And I believe that maybe when we chatted, I don't even, or when we first met, I don't know that I had the plan of the sequel just yet.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Because I got the book And then it was probably like a week after Raw that I actually got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, wow. And the ending almost felt like it was the end.
Right.
So when you announced it was going to be a sequel, I was super pumped because
See.
I was just like, it wasn't really a cliffhanger in the first book, but it was still kind of had you thinking like, what's going to happen next? How can they evolve?
Mhm.
And
Right.
the way you brought them back was
Yes.
phenomenal, like completely unexpected.
Oh, I
Like
Mhm.
love that.
like a
Mhm.
total game changer for all series, like the way you connected it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate that because this was a challenge, and Sharita is on here. That's Sharita. She was one of the editors, the final editor on the book, and when I tell you she got me straight, she got me straight. So thank you, Sharita. And then we have Haas on there. He said my bad because first he said we wasn't live on first Facebook, but we live on Facebook. It's all right, babe. We good. Um, so yes, that was a challenge, but it really makes me feel good that you receive it that way, and I'm hopeful that all the readers receive it that way because it wasn't an easy process, right?
Mhm.
So now let me ask you this: from Friendship Matters, if there were to be a sequel, who were you looking to see more of? Who stuck with you the most?
So the obvious people would be obviously the girlfriends.
Uh-huh.
So,
Mhm.
but then kind of how their relationship evolved. Does Earl stick around? Does Raymond hang in there? You
Mhm.
know, what does that change into? And then what other new characters or what goes on with the kids that kind of
Mhm.
changes that dynamic of maybe the girlfriends, how they going on or whatever. Because sometimes when life starts happening, you kind of start separating from that sisterhood of
Right.
keeping everything together. So was that going to happen? Was the dynamics of each individual lives change how they came together closely?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
you wanted overall. So I like that, and just to see how that flowed and what they developed into. Okay. Hey, LaShawn, I see you're on there. She's won. She won friendship. I'm sorry, the Matters of Friendship. So thank you for joining. We're glad you are here. Trita, tell us who you were looking to hear most about from Friendship Matters.
I would say because if I guess the biggest um portion of what was left undeveloped at the end of the first book was Candace's story.
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely her story. And so the
You
way
wanted
that
to
you
know how it
transitioned
worked
that,
out. No.
yeah, want to know
Mhm.
what happened, everything, because her character was a little bit more, although they were all present, all three friends were present. I feel like her character was a little bit more in the backdrop than the other
Mhm.
two.
Mhm.
So it was nice to see her take such a formative role in the second book. And so it became almost like, I wouldn't say Candace's story because, of course, it's all of their story. But it's funny because you can actually see the way that she bounced back from some of the things she dealt with,
Mhm.
that you can see how her friendships, the personalities of the other two girls, women, helped impact the way that she bounced back from some of the things that she had to go through. So,
And that's what friendship means to most of
hmm
us, right? We need one another to help us navigate those difficult times. I
hmm
was shocked by I just assumed everybody was going to love Saisha and Haas. He always talks about my girl. He's so
look,
disrespectful.
here he comes. Here he
He's so
comes.
disrespectful. I'm not putting you back on the stage. You disrespectful. But when I tell you, I thought everybody when I hit published on everything, oh, they are going to love Saisha.
hmm
And they did, people did, because she's the fun,
I love her.
spicy. But I was surprised how much people loved Candace because she was difficult for me. And
hmm
so receiving all of the feedback, Sharita said he ain't lying though. Okay, I'm gonna put the time out too, Sharita. Um, but the feedback from everyone is what made me want to start with her because I needed her to I needed the strength that I knew she had to be very present and just come out strong, you know. So and that's what I tried to do with the Matters of Friendship. And so that's good. That is good to hear. So let's jump into it. Go ahead. You had another comment?
I was just going to say really quick, for those who don't know why certain people are feeling some type of way about Saisha, I will say that one of the things I love about the personalities of the ladies is just like all of us, all have parts and pieces that aren't as desirable as others. You know, so there's parts of Saisha that some people could choose to do without, but they make her who she is. They're based on her life experiences, and so that's why there's the haterade going on when it comes to Saisha. Sorry, Haas.
and you know, I met some other people. They he said ever since the first book, they're not big fans, but it's okay, because a friend circle where everyone is the same. What's the fun in that? There's no fun.
And every friend circle has that spicy, you know, daredevil, so to speak. I'm gonna go against the grain kind of like friend.
You're exactly right. So I think she was perfect to start it out, because I tell you what, that first paragraph, them first two paragraphs, I think is what had people picking that book up and reading it. So I think it was good. So I want to say, let's jump right into the Matters of Friendship. That is book number 2. That is new, baby. And let me just say, this cover, I'm telling you, JD&J, I have to say it every time I show this cover. JD&J Cover Designs did such a phenomenal job with this cover. I'm waiting to see how he's going to top the third one. And yes, there is a third one coming. So I love it. So let's dive into book number 2, The Matters of Friendship. So, Jasmine, tell me what you thought just reading chapter 1.
So that chapter 1 alone, when you see, I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all, because y'all got to get the book. Y'all don't get no spoilers during this. So you already know it's gonna open and it's gonna say Kandace. So you already know she's about to get you. And then when you turn the page, y'all, he hit you with the title of it, so you already know what's about to happen. It say the divorce.
Okay.
So you already know how crazy Travis was. You already knew what Kandace went through. So then when you get to the meat of it and hear how dude had the nerve to come to court, like we don't know no better.
She said, like we. Okay, she could put herself in it like we don't know no better.
I said, who?
Right.
And then you gotta love Euniqé, because Euniqé is so outspoken accidentally.
I love that.
When you bust out laughing in court, like
exactly. Euniqé couldn't keep it together. She couldn't keep it together. And we could talk freely about chapter 1 because I've released it. So I mean, Euniqé, I thought it was so funny. Well, let me just say how proud she was when she knew her girls was going to be there with her. You know, she had her mom come, but she chose to have her girlfriends. And I thought it was very important, because they appear to be a very strong support system for her.
And you got decades and decades of knowledge of each other.
For sure.
And for me, that's like a sister. Like, you have your parents, but nobody really understands you and knows you like your sisters would.
Right.
Because they're females. They know every kind of concept you could go through mentally or physically. So they can give you a different kind of support your parents, your brothers, even your spouse can't necessarily give you. It's just something about that female bond that hits different.
And I agree. I agree with that. Look, you got to show your divider, your savers. Show your book again. She look at her. Look.
Oh, she was not playing.
Look, friendship is a course here, okay? Not playing.
And speaking of which, that's one thing I will say that I love about the book is that it reads several different ways. It reads obviously as a story of friendship. It reads as a romance novel, if you ask me. It reads as a history book because there's a lot of bits and details about, the backdrop of the story being in Buffalo. But for me, most importantly, it reads as a manual for friendship. Just and adulthood, really, and maturity and responsibility, because and not in a dry sort of way, but in a realistic, practical, I never thought about this, or is that how you handle those situations, or oh, that's a good way to, and it makes you think about different ways that you've handled different things. And so, yes, absolutely, Ro, absolutely.
Yeah. I totally agree, and that's what I love about it. So, LaShawn, I guess who was she talking about? We know who she talking about.
We know she's talking about her because this dude. Okay, we're gonna read one quick thing because I had to highlight this part. She say, not to mention the fact that this fool had the audacity to come into this courtroom without a haircut, unshaven, wearing a cheap shoe with cheap shoes to match. I was thoroughly disgusted. Euniqé gasped, and Saisha sucked her teeth a bit louder than she should have. And then it goes on. I guess Travis was thinking that him coming in here looking poor would bring him sympathy, as if his pay stub didn't tell a different story.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I literally can see all of that happen.
All of it.
Look, how I said clown behavior. That's exactly right. And then it takes you on this journey, kind of, again, the same style as Friendship Matters was written, where it's in and out, Saisha's story, Euniqé's story, weaving them all together. They're talking daily. And so, look, Dana giving you props. Come on now with the reading, okay?
Okay, I was just thinking, I need to find me a passage. Wait a minute.
Right. All the energy to it. But just moving into their different stories, and that's what I truly enjoyed, setting all of that up. So now you had, look, Sharita says she read that exactly how I heard it in my head.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is there any other way to read it?
Right. And then what did I say? And I hit the button before I read it. Then the jump off.
Yes, it did. You got your lawyer trying to sing your praise of being a devoted father. Right. And then here come your side chick and your baby.
How about that? I was like, oh.
Business all in the streets. All in the streets. Yeah, and y'all know he was mad. Y'all know
he was mad.
No patience for that. But guess what? She didn't care. I got him. And you gonna do what you said you was gonna do. Yeah. So I'm gonna show up. That's how she was going.
Clearly, she doesn't mind creating uncomfortable situations for herself.
Right.
Okay.
Wait a minute, LaShawn, you giving it away. You giving it away, girl.
No, she
Green Eye Child, absolutely.
Listen.
Okay. Now, so let me get to, you jumped into so many things. So just to give y'all a backstory, and it is on my page. I'm gonna repin it when we get off the chat. But Jasmine went in there. Hey, my brother showed up. Hey, Dassy, how you doing, Dietrich? I am so glad you're here. That's my brother.
Hey,
yes. So she let me know she was reading it and was loving it. Yes, we talking about you, Jasmine. And then she goes, and I guess you were supposed to be at skating or something with your daughter. What was it?
So I was like, I don't even think I was into chapter 3 or 4 yet, but it was so good. And she had the nerve to ask me to go skate. And I'm like, I'm reading.
Right.
And now how our skating is here, because, kids don't know how to be kids. So a parent has to go with them. You can't drop them off anymore. A parent has to go and stay the whole time. So I'm sitting here like, okay, we'll go. I'm taking my book with me, though. So I'm sitting here in this packed skating ring at this table, reading my book, and trying to watch her stuff at the same time.
Yep.
Right. And then it was getting good. I'm like, wait a minute, it's getting too good. I gotta start taking notes. Then I pull my little phone out on my little note thing, and I'm putting my notes in with my chapters and stuff. And then she come bother me. I'm like, what is it? Like, what? She's like, you reading? I said, yes, I'm reading. Like, are you supposed to be skating?
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
And then I forget what part I got to, but I busted out laughing. And it was a table, and it had to have like 8 or 10 people, and they all looked at me like I lost my mind. I was like, mind your business. I'm reading.
Right, business.
Like, you want to see it? Go ahead and buy it.
Right. Okay. And then she went down the list after she shared that she wasn't necessarily happy with me leaving the ending like I did, and I did that on purpose. But she gave me the list on all of her favorite scenes in the book. So let me see. Green-eyed bandit. The green-eyed
bandit. Yes.
Was already mentioned.
Come on.
We ain't gonna give y'all too much, y'all. I see y'all in the chat kind of spilling a little bit. Don't give too much about that green-eyed bandit. But was it not the perfect name?
It was.
Perfect name.
Showed up out of nowhere, okay?
Yeah.
So if y'all make it to chapter 18 and you get to the green-eyed bandit, you should already know what's about to go down.
You know what's about to go down.
And she done already gave you the chapter.
Now what I will say about it, not giving anything away, is that is when I got so much love and respect for Raymond.
Yeah.
Because a man can respond a certain different way when he's on a date with a woman. So the fact that he busted out laughing.
Yeah.
And then kind of like made sure the picture was taken, on a sneak attack, so to speak. I said, go Raymond, go ahead. Go ahead. 5 stars for you.
I agree, because he could have taken it as, okay, she's being petty or she's this, that, but he didn't. He rode with it. He let her be in her moment. He understood that, look, she's fresh out of a crazy situation. So, he let her have her moment to do what she needed to do, and she did it. What I say, I said she's about to take. She snapped the picture. She took the picture.
We are talking about Kandace Randall Jackson. That's who we talking about.
Randall Jackson, honey.
Okay, so the green-eyed bandit is tied to Kandace's story. So we gave you a little bit about that. Oh, now wait a minute. Then she hit me with the masseuse. That's unique. Okay. Let's hear it.
So I have several things to say about the masseuse. One moment, please. So first of all, I mean, I love, let me just say, Ro, the way that you describe things that are small details, but important details. I just love that about you. Like, for some, it may not be a big deal, but you said she was getting a deep tissue massage. I'm thinking, is there another kind?
Right.
I mean, who gets a light massage? I mean, that's caressing. I mean, what are we doing? So let me just get that out the way. And then how you talked about the male masseuse and getting a male masseuse versus a female masseuse.
Yes.
There's something about it. Sorry, babe. There's something about it that, that's the one time there's going to be another man on my body. Right. Is that. And then, so how you said that you would leave your underwear on, or the character would leave their underwear on. And so I will say that I've had debates with people about whether, do you get fully naked when you get a massage, or do you leave your undergarments on? Some people prefer to keep them on. Some people think it's best to take them off. So that is funny. But then to get to the point, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I will say that, like, I'm really big on like, I'll be undressed and just leave my underwear on or whatever. But it was so funny. I went to India for a wedding, and me and my sister did a massage there, and they actually have you take everything off.
Yeah, most of them apparently want that.
But they give you like disposable, almost kind of like when you have a baby and you have the like one like things or whatever. They give you those to put on, because they pretty much, I guess, certain underwear can have different materials, so you're not getting the full effect of the massage. So they provide actual disposable underwear for you to put on or whatever, because the way they massage you is like a Balinese massage. They want you to feel everything and get all the muscles.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a different experience for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean,
I'm here for
found that different places have different preferences. Like, so I mean, that was hilarious. Wait a minute now. Look, Ha's still on Travis. For Travis to get the breaks, and you give he giving too much of the meat.
Well, that was the first book. Haas did the first book. I mean,
first book.
I mean, it did get re-brought up,
It did.
further
It
down.
did.
Definitely.
When she said, I said what I said.
Just in case anyone wanted to know, she's on the butterball naked side when it comes to massage. Okay, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, butterball naked here. Yep.
Right. So now go ahead, Jasmine, share your thoughts.
So, like, brother had it going on. Like, she was good with it. But then when she realized what he did, and he had the audacity to rush and tell her he was, I said, no, he did. I said, you absolutely right, Euniqé. He ain't getting no tip.
She gave him a smaller tip, though. She gave him a smaller tip than she was gonna, which I would have gave him nothing.
She felt bad for him.
No, sir.
She felt bad for
him. How dare you?
That was a fun one to write. I'll tell you why.
I would have been offended. I mean, I don't know why, because it has nothing to do with me, but I would have been offended.
Because you know, with all massages, you got to pay ahead of time. So
right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like you can't really like ask for your money back because you didn't like already paid. So
right.
And most times they ain't trying to give you your money back. They trying to give you a credit. Like,
right.
So now you want me to come back and it was bad.
Right. Like, no, thank you.
Exactly.
So now then we're going to stick with Euniqé because she mentioned Ty's cologne, that little boy.
Listen.
I just love him now. I do love him. I'm telling you, he is just, I have so much fun with him. So go ahead, share what your thoughts were.
If anybody has ever grew up with male brothers, sip cousins, play cousins, everyone has had to experience this because this is definitely a male thing. And I have 5 brothers, and I can say I can't speak for my older ones because I was younger than them, but I can definitely convince my younger ones went through this. And me and my mama did the same thing. Euniqé did, like, boy, what did you put on? Why you got so much on?
The whole
I ain't got so much on. Right. Yes, you do. Like, you stank. Like,
what is that? Why do they do that? I mean, you can smell it. Is it just, I don't know if it's an amount thing, if they just excited and they overdo it.
And then when Earl and Andrea came, and she said the same thing in his little feelings.
She said, what's that smell?
Right. But you know what? It's Saisha's fault. She the one keep buying it for him. She disrespectful.
That godmommy keep buying him that cologne.
Right. And,
Earl just shrugged his shoulders because he's like, I've been there.
Right.
I'm about to go through it because my grandson just turned 12. So, I think we about to go through it.
He's almost there, if not already. There. Right. LaShawn said, leave Ty alone. He was in love. He was trying to get his Mac on. He really,
and she may become his sister. You never know.
Shay said, I don't think they could smell themselves. He probably couldn't. He was just doing his thing.
He done burnt his little nose hairs how much he put on.
I could almost smell it through the book.
Right. It was strong. I know it was because that's the way I wrote it. Okay. So now we get to I said what I said.
Come on with it now.
Now that let
me find that on my hold on because I got that wrote down.
Let me get who we talking
Page 228.
Thank you. Grab it right here.
All the page number out.
She got the page number. See, that's why I need her in my life. Listen here.
Y'all don't go if you ain't read it. Don't go trying to get to it yet.
Oh, this is where I started highlighting.
You gotta go all the way through. You're gonna be lost.
It ain't gonna feel the same.
Listen, I will say this: the way that she read him, it was like it was pent up for decades. Okay. The way that she went at him, I was screaming, yes, Carol, yes, give him more, give him more.
Yes.
Because that was almost like a culmination of everything that she had been wanting to say and just was still trying to, hold it together and not, because that's still her children's father and, all these other things. And she didn't want to come completely unglued. And I still don't think she came fully unglued, but she let him have it, though.
She gave it to him. She gave it to him. What you got, Jasmine?
And that's the thing, like that. I have so much respect for Kandace trying to be patient and hold on to her patience. And even in this chapter, she was still trying to hold on to her patience. But then when he had the audacity to keep trying to go in, she's like, oh, so you gonna keep going? All right.
That's
Well,
how you.
let me air it all out. And everything I air out is factual.
Right, right, absolutely. And you got to unmute, mute yourself, Tree.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, she definitely. Now, when I wrote that, I had so much fun with that. When I tell you, I was saying it while I was writing it, and yeah, if you know me, you know my facial expression. So you probably could hear that part in my voice, because she mentioned.
Especially that last part at the very bottom of 231.
Yeah,
Where
that's what
I
I
ain't even
got
gonna read it
highlighted
for
right here,
y'all.
girl.
Right.
I only get a little preview. It say, Travis, you that
I said, oh, sorry.
can all that.
Mhm. She was not playing. She was not
No,
playing.
she said,
And then did a whole mic drop. Like, you don't even get to respond. Hang up.
Right.
right. She sure did. She said he was saying something as she hung up.
You know he was mad because you taking a person that is so controlling. Imagine you had
Exactly.
control over this person for so long, and she has reached what is considered her full limit, and she has no patience for you. So every chance she can get to let you know that you no longer control her, she's taking advantage of it. And I find that for me, giving her that strength and her voice back was so necessary. I mean, she's gotten into her career. She's learning how to be a businesswoman while navigating having the children just to herself. I mean, technically, she's had a nanny for some years. So I mean, it's a whole change for her. Yeah, and that's right. LaShawn said it, and Travis still wanted to control her.
That
and how you gonna control both houses, sir? Please have several seats.
But you know, he lives in a state of delusion.
Yeah,
literally, he really does. Because for him to try to blame certain things on her out of nowhere, I mean, what? I mean, that didn't even. Did you even think that through before you said that out loud?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I mean, all the day, even back to like how delusional you are with the green eye bandit. Like,
right.
You so disenchanted from your own household, you don't really even know what's going on in your current household.
Right. He's totally, but that's the
that's him,
right? Narcissism. He's kind of, it wouldn't happen to me. Ain't no, you know what I mean? I do it. Don't nobody do that to me, So, but sometimes life has a little twist there. And
that's one. That green-eyed bandit is a twist.
Yes, definitely.
That's it.
Right. Ooh, right. Yeah, that's part of the controlling. Absolutely. I agree, LaShawn. So now we got the I said what I said. Oh, the fist bump. We still, how did I get to Saisha? I don't think we did Saisha yet. We still on Kandace. So the fist bump. What you got on that, Jasmine? She was so tickled by that.
So this chapter right here speaks volumes on siblings, and my siblings might get on my nerves, but ain't nothing about to happen to them.
Right.
And when I say Todd came all the way through, Todd came out like Daphne get on his nerves because she's such a daddy's girl, and he is not team daddy.
Right.
Team daddy. But when she got into a fight over her daddy getting beat up,
right.
and she was losing, y'all. Okay, this is just a little bit spoiler. It's not the whole spoiler. So she said, "Now, Todd, you can't put your hands on a girl. That is never okay. And I would never have heard you stop them from fighting in opposed to jumping in. Ma, she was losing. Nope, I can't have it."
That's a teachable moment.
Say what you got to say, but she was losing. She was losing.
Moment.
She's like, my sister ain't going out like that. Like, no.
Look, I said, talk about my boy Todd.
Yes.
And wait a minute, I missed this one with Sharita. He's a punk A. didn't even have control over the house he was living in. Bro, go check old girl with that baby.
How
Okay,
about that part?
that baby. Go check on that baby. Yeah, I got to read it to find out. So yeah, that was a moment that was, because I think most of us were kind of raised that way. If you had siblings, you can't let nothing happen to your sibling.
Right.
One another. And then she's younger. And he know he was wrong, but he probably didn't help himself. And that's what I believe he was feeling in that moment. So let's jump over.
And I will say too, as you're talking over, I love how even the antagonists in the storyline, you see 2 or 3 exclamation marks when they're talking about certain characters, because they're definitely, you built them to where you despise them.
Right.
And that's just, you know what I mean? That's commendable that you're able to pull parts and pieces that make you really despise. I mean, some of this is from 3 years ago, with the book, and people still mad about stuff.
Right.
When it comes to the characters.
We're having a little problem with hearing you a little bit. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was going in and out, but I think we got the gist of it. Absolutely. They supporting one another. I think that is always equally important. She tried me was the next one. She tried me. We still on Kandace. Good Lord.
I know. Like Treat said, like this book really solidifies Kandace coming to, light. Like, Friendship Matters. All of them kind of had their story. Kandace was a little bit in the background, and you kind of felt her pain. But this one, you see her strength. You see it come full circle.
Yes. Haas says because she's the best.
I can agree with you on that, Haas. I can agree with you on that.
So now what you got on that one?
So, old girl.
Page 3.
Hashtag nanny, side chick, new baby mama.
Right. All that.
Heifer.
Right.
Got mad because she got checked by her boo about the baby. And you got to read it to figure out what's going on with the baby.
Right.
And she called the wrong one. You shouldn't have called Kandace.
She sure did.
You thought you was dealing with old Kandace. No, you got a new Kandace. And the new Kandace gave it all the way to you.
She sure did. Oh, sorry.
She did. And the fact that you gonna call my phone? We talking?
She been hanging with the narcissist. That's why because she had the audacity to try to. I mean,
the audacity.
It would be interesting to see the dialogue that goes on in that house about her.
Right.
What did she do?
Right. They done created a whole story. Justified.
A whole different storyline. Matter of fact, what book they in? They story. That would be interesting. I'm like, what are y'all telling yourselves about how this thing played out?
How about that?
How is Kandace to blame for anything?
Exactly. Haas said the unmitigated gall and audacity.
All of them.
Absolutely. All of that. Exactly. We got to give now, before we jump over, we got to give Saisha some love. So this is hilarious because Saisha's, we got to give her some love. We got to give her some love. So, and Haas, you just be quiet for right now.
Saisha hater.
I wanted to ask this question. Saisha's navigation through the challenges she's faced in the story. Did it make you become more frustrated with her? Were you rooting for her? Jasmine, we'll start with you.
I was frustrated with her because it's like you're coming up. Like, why are you trying to fall back? Like your girls and already told you multiple times, you need to get this out there. You need to get this. What is taking you so long? And now you got a lot more people involved that didn't have to be involved now.
Right.
And you already got other stuff you trying to deal with. You trying to get pregnant and this and that. Like, why are you adding on stressors that you don't need to do?
Exactly. I think I had, I told the team, when they were reading the book, they were not happy with me Dana is another team member, Dana Ransom. And as you can, she's using her nice words here, but she got on my last nerve. I mean, when I tell you she was texting me all day, every day, like going off on me about her behavior. And so I thought, but the only thing I could tell her, and they didn't seem to agree with it. Aubrey had the same issue with me with it, is she irritated me too. So I don't know what else to say. Yes, I kept writing it that way, but yes, she got on my nerves. But I understand her, and I think for another show, we'll talk about how I really view her decision making. Haas said, "Nope, I'm not putting yours up, Haas." Said, I love her, but she made me want. She made me want to choke her till she woozy.
I love it.
Okay, Haas, we're gonna get you up there.
He said she is simple as sugar water.
He's so stupid. He makes me so sick.
But she can cook though. She can cook.
Yeah, she can cook. Okay, and she a lot of fun.
She is a lot of fun.
Sharita gave us a lot. What'd she say? Saisha is that friend or family member that you just want to shake the out of because girl, you creating problems where there ain't any. She has me tired. And that is what she did.
That is a good way to put it.
Sorry, Haas. That is right, Sharita.
Like my girl taking forever to say something that ain't nothing. And now you're going to make it feel like it was something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So now you got to explain it more than it needed to be done.
Yeah, she made it a bigger issue than it had to be.
Gotta be now that whole trust factor going to come into play because it's like, what was the issue? Why did you make this such an issue? Was there really nothing going on?
Right. Now I got questions. Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes your past is sneak up on you. And if you ain't ready to tackle it right away, you do stuff like that. Yeah, Saisha needs her own unplugged. She does. She does. And what were you going to say, Treat, about her?
I was just going to say that she's a complicated character. She's got a lot, that she has been through, as we know. You know what I mean? She's complicated, and she has her own, I don't want to say demons, but her own issues and things like that. Sometimes she is her own worst enemy. She really is. That's the thing about Saisha, is that she's a lot of fun, but sometimes she is her own worst enemy when it comes to, and I would say, if I had to say there was one that was, and I don't mean this necessarily in a bad way, but the least mature, if you will, I guess it would have to, it would have to be her. But she can stand her ground when she needs to on things. She about her business though.
Yeah, she's about her business. The thing with her, to me, you always have a friend or people that that they just, the sign says go right. And that person says, but I think if I go left, I might find a shorter route or whatever.
It's the path of discovery. That's
yeah.
And I think Saisha, I think some of Saisha's character also comes from her family dynamic. So she's kind of like the youngest in the family. And then the two sisters kind of don't really get along with her. And, her brother's always supportive of her. So just thinking of that dynamic when she was younger and how that kind of developed her personality too, I think is kind of a little bit why she is the way she is too.
Okay. Got you. Now, real quick, let's jump over to Euniqé right quick. Let's talk about her and Earl. What was you feeling about Earl, Jasmine?
I was loving Earl. Now, I was all the way with Euniqé because I love how unfiltered Euniqé is.
Yeah.
So when the whole elevator thing happened.
Right.
and she was sitting here silently praying, signaling dude not to like.
Oh my
God. And then just had to call Earl out like, look, dude, what is going on? Like, because now you acting creepy. And I really feel like I want to like you, but you making me feel like I'm about to have to unlike you.
Right.
And to see Earl, I ain't even gonna give y'all the chapter because I don't want y'all cheating and jumping books.
Right.
But
there you go.
I'm gonna let y'all know Earl come full circle. And to have a man be vulnerable and break down and pull out all his emotions.
Yeah.
Team Earl.
Team Earl.
Yeah.
That's Haas. Haas
Yeah.
loves him.
I kind of wasn't expecting that from him. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I wasn't expecting that from him. He seemed a lot. I mean, and it's not that he's not these things now, but he comes across as stoic, conservative, you know what I mean, old school kind of, almost a little rigid, but he came through. He came through. That was a beautiful thing to see.
Yes. I think everyone will love that. Dana said Earl had me feeling some type of way about him. She was like, "No, sir, no, you're not. Come on now, what you got going on?" Yeah, she had some issues with Earl. So now, when you look at the
and wait a minute, is Euniqé? Yes. So I love. So even with Euniqé, Tyree's basketball game. Just that family dynamic coming together.
Yeah.
That the child felt that and literally came out and said he felt like he had the most show up for him.
He did. Yeah.
So when a child feels love like that, and you can put that in a book and just show how much a family dynamic is not necessarily blood,
right?
Life lessons. There it is. That's another one. Life lessons.
Yeah. And I think another moment with that, it was blood, was the growth that Euniqé and Tyree had in just re-engaging with family.
That was beautiful.
That was a moment too.
That was
so, and now look at, we got like 14 minutes. Okay, so now we're gonna get to I forget what I wrote Thanksgiving. That's the name of the chapter, but I forget the words that you use to describe that chapter, but the one that showed up.
Where was my
ain't gonna give you no secrets.
Oh, the plot's thickening.
Oh, yes, that's what you said. Plot thickening.
Sure did.
So the slap for me in Friendship Matters was my favorite chapter. One of my favorite chapters. I maybe the Alone in the Club is another one.
That's a good one.
Chapter in the first one. The Thanksgiving scene, I had a blast with. And again, y'all don't jump through the book. You got to read all the way through.
You got to. You appreciate it more.
Yes, Thanksgiving. That scene right there, and Euniqé being unique. But we talking about Saisha, y'all, and Saisha, done got herself in a situation, done prolonged the dressing it, and now this is where Jasmine was saying she done dug a deeper hole, and that Thanksgiving scene is one of my favorites. It's where a moment where she's now gonna have to address things she's avoiding. She's gonna at least try to, or have to, but she doesn't want to. I mean, Saisha being Saisha. So what were you going to say about that, Jasmine?
So I can't give really anything away. But the fact that Saisha got to see her sisters finally reap the sewing. They always try to get away with stuff. And Mama wasn't having that.
Mama wasn't
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I did like that part. And then the brother even get tickled, like, y'all thought y'all was gonna get away with that.
Right. Absolutely, Terrence.
So I did like that part. I did like how they finally all came through, because apparently the sisters wasn't always there for each one or whatever. So, Dad announcing he got happy to have the whole family together. Yeah. So I thought that was special, because that's what you really like them family gatherings for, to rekindle everything and, restart stuff. But the fact that we know how good Saisha can cook, because girlfriend seemed like she made half the food.
Right.
For both households.
I was like this, trying to taste some of the stuff.
Right.
I was like, it sounds so good. I'm about to go get some of that right now.
Right.
I said, dang, girl, was you cooking for 3 days?
Wait a minute.
That's how you do it, right?
Like, I started this on Monday, and on Tuesday I'm doing this, and on Wednesday morning I'm gonna get this together, and then by Thursday we're gonna take everything over.
That's it. Look, that's how I be cooking. That's how I have to do it, because it be a lot. Jeez. Dana said she ain't addressed nothing. Okay, Dana, golly. Gosh. Okay. But yes, spot on with that. And then the scene at, so there's a contrast we see between Lamont's family and let me ask you
Oh
that
yeah.
right quick. How do you feel about the men? I personally tried to give a little more um, of a background or get to help readers to to get to know the men a little more. Did
Hmm.
you feel that at all, Jasmine?
I did,
Okay.
and that's how I really became Team Earl and Team Raymond, because they really felt like they took the stage in the relationships
Uh-huh.
in this second part of the series.
Hmm.
And then Lamont is kind of really growing into his role as a husband, like a
Yeah.
new husband, but he has that protective instinct on him. He seems to be very observant. Um,
Mhm.
so I do like how their roles are being developed.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had a little fun with that. And I love Lamont's family. I really do. I think Lamont's
Yeah.
is just kind of like that even kill, straight laced family. They do what they're supposed to do for the most part, and they show a lot of love to one another. So I really enjoyed writing that. Okay. And you got anything on that, Trita, before we move on?
I like how you get to watch just a little bit, but you get to watch how the younger men, um,
Ty,
Ty and Ty, how they are growing and they're developing, and how the things that their parents are going through affect them, good, bad, somewhere in between, how life affects them. Which is real. It's real. We're all product of our parents' experiences, at least to some degree. So it was nice to see their stories unfold a little bit more too.
okay, okay. Still having a little hard time hearing you, but I think
So sorry, I don't know what
we
it is.
understood what that was. It's just the unfolding of the younger gentlemen as they're growing and experiencing life as their parents are navigating the ups and downs of their challenges and stuff. So that's good. So the I'll give you, well, I'm gonna let you speak on it first, and then I'll share that. So then the last comment Jasmine made was on the chapter "Audacity of Fools," and I thought that was the perfect title because there is some. Earl even got a little mess in this book, y'all. And so there was some messy individuals, and Saisha is great for coming up with a name for these type individuals.
Oh,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she always does. So that one, but it kind of mimics the flow of the last chapter in the first book where we talk about what is love. They talk about love in the end of that book. Audacity of Fools was supposed to be the last chapter, and then I kind of got a little creative and added a couple more chapters in there. So, but what did you think about that, Jasmine?
I thought it was perfect. So here we're at kind of like the turning point, because the girlfriend's been trying to get together. They always get together and kind of air out everything they got going on. And so everybody's life was life. And so they had to kind of put it off. So now this is the part where they all get together, kind of air out everything that's going on. And of course, we had some good news, and then we had some bad news, and then we had some okay news.
Right?
And so then we get to the names.
And that's
And
a
when
mess.
I read these names, I probably read this page 4 times, cracking up every time I read it. I said, you know
same.
what? I said, Trifling Travis is right.
Yes.
And now you got a new one, y'all. So again, y'all have to read
Yeah.
to find out about Still and Stella.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then you got to figure out who the chameleon is.
That's it. Yeah, that's I can't wait for them to experience that. I'm telling you, I had so much fun with that one too. That Audacity of Fools. Look, how I said Saisha needs to name herself, but she's not gonna do that. Stop coming for Saisha. She's not gonna do that. I mean, it has been really to hear readers, that the story resonates with them so much, and how the fact that you took notes, You know what I'm saying? The fact that you were so invested in these characters that you remembered. Because did you go back and reread Friendship Matters?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did before you read this one? Okay, so you went back and reread. So let me ask you this question for new readers.
Mm.
Do you think that they should read Friendship Matters first? What are your thoughts on that?
You're going to want to. It's not a necessary that you need to, but I'm telling you, when you get to chapter 1 and you get through chapter 1, you're not going to want to continue because you're going to want to know
Mm-hmm.
what all took place before then.
Okay, okay.
So it's not a need because this is such a great read that you don't need the first book to go with the second book. And that's when an author nails a series, when you don't need the first book to understand what's going on, but you want the first book.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. I was so hopeful that it would, because sometimes as an author, especially you're self-published, you're putting yourself out there, and people may be their first time being introduced to you might be the second book. And I tried to make sure that I pointed you to the first one because, like she said, you're going to want to know the backstory. You're not going to get it. I mean, the book is the same size. So it's a lot of story in that first book that, for those who haven't read either of the books, I would say grab it. And LaShawn said to get the full experience. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Tell it, Jasmine. Absolutely. So I do agree. And I'm glad that you received it in that way as well. And I find that a lot of people are rereading Friendship Matters first, that have read it, just because they want to get fresh on their thoughts. Because literally, it's only months in between the first book and the second book.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's years in between them being published or whatever, the story continues. So definitely it is that. So I just want to say, I truly, 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 truly appreciate you. I am so glad that you took the time to make a post on my page like that. I mean, I just was so surprised to see it. I was so happy because it's one thing to, both books have received awards, and these people are in Australia and different places, but to hear from the readers that I can have a live chat with and stuff like that, that is just, it warms my heart. Plus, if you're not a part of a book club, how do you get to engage? You know what I'm saying? So I think that was great. Do you have any questions for me? I want to give you an opportunity to do that.
So the biggest one is, where did the names come from? How did you come up with Kandace, Saisha, and Euniqé? Because even Kandace is a normal spelling. I've seen Kandace both ways with the K and the C, but Euniqé and Saisha is different.
Okay. So Saisha, I wanted that character to be sassy. I made up the name Saisha. And then I took offense if people didn't spell it right, say it right. So I'm like, it's Saisha, Saisha. So it was off of sassy. Euniqé was just, she's unique. And so I just wanted to spell it a little different, for her, because she is cut from a different cloth. You know what I mean? She's young, but she's old. She's an old, wise, and she's steady, and she's the foundation. So I just felt that Euniqé was a good name for her. And Kandace, I don't know. I can't even tell you, because like I said, during that time I was struggling with her. So I don't even know where I got that name from. I cannot give you a backstory on that, but that is a great question. No one has ever asked me that. I like that.
And it's funny, I'm gonna show my little cheat sheet, because that's the other thing. When you read books yourself, you read it however you want to, like, picture it in yourself. So I'm sitting here like, you know what? I can't be going on here and I know how to say these girls' names right. And I got Euniqé and Kandace down pack, but Saisha, like, so then what I did? I cheated and I went to one of your videos when you was talking about the books, and I was like, oh, Saisha, okay, Saisha, like I got it. Like,
I forgot to put her spelling, I have it on the back of the book of the first book, and I forgot to have them put it on the second book. So I probably should have done that, but I go ahead and just correct people. And there's a D Nan that's joined. I'm not sure who that is. I want to reread the first book again. Okay, give me your so I can acknowledge you. I appreciate that. So you got any more questions for me?
Let me see. I took my notes on these
Look
characters.
at these notes. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is an author's dream.
So I feel like I couldn't find where it was, but I feel like it was maybe I can't remember if it was the first book or the second book that somebody mentioned like Earl. What kind of name is Earl?
Oh yeah.
But I love Earl, but I was feeling the same thing. Like, Earl is kind of like,
That's why I call him an old. He seems old,
Yeah.
conservative,
He got
rigid.
an
I was
old
like,
man
oh,
name.
like
Yeah.
he
and
bent
I was
over
like,
when he
is that
walked.
supposed to be like, kind of like a cute like mononym E, because it's gonna be Unique and Earl. But I was just like Earl. I was like,
Yeah. I did that for a reason because personally, in my opinion, my niece, that's my niece Deja. She said, I forgot to change my name on here. Absolutely, Deja. Read it again first before you get that second one. You gonna love it, baby. Um, so I felt that Unique being who she was would need an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not an older guy, but an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
He is a little
Definitely.
older than her, but she's not dealing with anybody same age and stuff like that. She needs somebody that represented steadiness,
stability.
stability. Yes, she needed that. She needed that. So Earl, I don't know where again. Who knows, Earl? But I knew it felt like a old steady guy, like somebody that was definitely stable and not gonna give you too many problems. Although he actually
Mm-mm.
has some problems in this book. Okay, you got any more for me?
No, but I do like how you kind of created the closure um for Unique, Brittany, and Ty.
Ty.
So kind
Okay.
of like,
Oh, yeah.
because Unique never really had closure.
Yes.
What she did is she cut them off, and that
Yeah.
was her closure, but she wasn't really closing anything.
Yes.
So
Mm-mm.
when she embraced that back, they all got the closure and learned how to really move forward.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good.
That was a lot of people say that was a moment that she really, you know, got to release and like you said, the closure. I totally agree. Sharita, I think we were all thinking the same thing. Ain't nothing sexy about the name Earl, but he did come through. Yes, he did. Earl came through. Yeah, and that's what Haas said. That may have been the most emotionally charged and satisfying moment in the book. It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a moment in the car, the two of them. Uh,
Yeah.
yes, he did. He started living up to his old name. Absolutely, Sharita. So yeah, and I thank you for that. And Trita, before we start to close out, do you have any other comments?
Can you guys hear me? Okay, I know I sound okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I just overall, this series in general, I love the moments that tie the stories together, like the backdrop stuff, like the references to Buffalo and the shout out to to places and foods and different things like that. I love the way that the friends always went to church, no matter what. You know what I mean? They always on Sunday, no matter where they were on Saturday, they went to church on Sunday, and that was, that's something that's cultural. I love that. And then the food references. We talked about the
Mhm.
food references, and not just references to food, but like describing the toppings and then the sauces and then the different things. And for us foodies, that was it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I love how there's so many different things that tie the stories together, that tie the friendships together, that tie the families together, that tie us into the stories. And it was just well done all the way around.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I am happy, very happy with it. And I love hearing from, like I said, the readers. And I'm looking forward to writing this third book. I told they're like, start writing now. I'm not creative at this time, but when that sun starts shining consistently, we get about 70 degrees on a regular basis. I'm on it. I'm on it. I got to get it out. I don't think we'll wait as long for the third book as we had to wait for the second. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Um, I just will say once again, thank you, Jasmine. You are the first to join me. And I am sending you a gift. I'm going to send you a Friendship Matters bag. And I'm sending you a mug, hun. I really appreciate you.
Oh, I love it.
So thank you, because we all know going live is not always comfortable. You could be nervous. And she was willing. I was like, Jasmine, would you mind? And she was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I love that. So thank you so much. I will get your address and make sure I send that to you.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Trita is also the owner of Bar. You tell them what it is.
No problem. Bar Treats. So Bar Treats is bottled beverages, and thank you, Ro, for the opportunity. They're mocktails or they're cocktails. So you can drink them as is. They have complex, great, wonderful flavors and names, just like, you hear cocktails names. But if you decide you want to make it into a cocktail, you fill it the rest of the way to the rim, and it's the perfect blend and recipe for your cocktail. So
yeah, she's doing great with that. Absolutely. So y'all check her out. She on the team, but she got her own thing going as well. And make sure, and Jasmine, I didn't ask you, do you have anything you would like to share?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I don't want to just start closing it out without giving you an opportunity. I will give a
Besides what you already said, like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna end with this. Okay. So y'all gonna be very disappointed. Okay. Y'all get to the thing, and it literally tell you the end.
The end, the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger.
Okay, that's what she said. She said,
if y'all like me, y'all gonna be flipping this page back and forth. Like, no, it's gotta be like an epilogue or a prelude or something. Like, no, nothing like
right. Yeah.
So I kid you not. Rona, no. As soon as I finished this book, I was right on Facebook. Like, really, you just gonna leave me hanging like that? That's what we doing. That's what we doing. You just gonna end it like that. You just gonna tell us wait for the third one.
I mean, but we getting on it. I promise you, it will not be long. So those of you, if you're following me, we have some upcoming events. I will be bringing New York Times bestselling author Miss Brenda Jackson, and then USA Today bestselling author Iris Bowling. We're doing Rona D and Friends in Buffalo. That is hosted presented by the House of Bohannon, Shay Bohannon. And Shay, baby, y'all. So she got us going to Buffalo, my hometown, and bringing my two friends, and it's going to be hosted by my sister Kimberly Johnson, and so we're going to have fun. We're going to be at the Frankie Merriweather Jr. Library, and we got a mix and mingle of Friendship Matters experience, mix and mingle on that Friday. So make sure you're following me for more information on that. I look forward to hearing from you. Of course, my website is Rona D Writes. I try to keep everything consistent so that you are able to find me. So I look forward to hearing you all. I love emails. I love posts. If you've read it, and LaShawn, it looks like you read it. I think LaShawn just been mad at me about it. So make sure, hit me up, girl. Let me know your thoughts. I absolutely love it. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. We're going to go over. But
Thank you for having me.
Jasmine, you got me feeling real good. I'm look, if I had the energy, I'd start writing tonight on that third book. Thank you, ladies, so much. You all have a wonderful day. And you all, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.